So was it? And it made good use of their money.
Eat this! Infestation
A
annihilated!
little bit of a connection between you and the Wombles. You can explain that.
Eat this!
She's lost her glasses. She's lost her glasses.
You might talk about the Wombles. It was on it live, and I said, no, as long as it's not the first question. Well, listen, I just looked up the brilliant opening credits. So here we are. Come on, if you are of an age, you will remember this. Here it is. Isn't this great? And this is the whole thing. And they are. This is my childhood, Mike. There he is. There you are. Okay. All right. There it is. So can we stop the Wombles now, shall we? Listen, everyone has to have a touring card, don't they? And I've been really lucky to have lots of touring cards. That just happens to be the first and the biggest of at the time. Listen, we'll come to some of your other touring cards, but I think you are. I love them. And my mum made all the costumes. We did Glastonbury in 2011. I said, oh, Mum, they were my goodness, yes. Yeah. So it was a real happy family day. You can look at them, the Wombles at Glastonbury, come on. Let's see.
Oh, darling, you collapsed, didn't you?
Cool. Yeah, Bulgaria. Yeah. That's why this spent you. Oh, that's brilliant. So look, now here we are, back up to, I know I'm 77 years old now, so Mike has released his first symphony, which is called Ukraine. And it's out now. Should I just get the vinyl out? It's such a lovely. Do you ever recognize me? My kid did. Yeah, you've got to. Why don't you do it? It's a whole different thing, isn't it? It's just gorgeous. We need to go back to this. Let's have a listen. And you are going to be conducting performances of that. There are no scheduled performances of it. I would like a couple of things else, that'd be lovely. That's with the London Symphony Orchestra, and it was recorded at their band start, and came out 3 weeks ago, actually went into the Scotland Yard and I was delighted. The thing that we were talking about earlier about the Wombles is that even then I was passionate about it. And I thought myself really and it's always been my passion. But I've read that in the book that essentially the thing that was composer there. Oh yeah, that's great stuff. You mean that book there? Yes, this book here, look, here we are. And, okay, now we're talking around this book. Why is it called The Closest Thing to Crazy? At a certain point in life. This is the story I heard about. You say to yourself, do you know what, I want to write some songs. You're not at the point where you're going to be performing them yourself. So you find this young star called Katie Melua. Yeah. And shall we just look at the classic she sang? The closest thing crazy I've been 22, asking 17. This is the nearest thing to crazy I have ever known. I will never quit. say, I know you can hear me just standing on my the repertoire of this guy is off the scale. So you essentially wrote most of what Katie did. Well, most of the stuff we know. Well, you can take the praise. But we haven't even mentioned his greatest work yet, which is in '79. We're talking about Watership Down here. Oh, so you think, okay, let's write a song about rabbits threatened by a solar farm. And you write right up. Yeah. I was asked to write a song like that by the director. And I thought, wow, that's the worst. How could I possibly write a song like that? And well, let's have a look at this. Any other book? He's still going and he takes himself very well. Yeah. So the question going back to your sister is why you claim and why you wrote about that. Well, thank you. That's the thing is that because I knew that I had a sympathy. But even though I know he's the avant-garde guy who because a lot of the avant-garde, well, you've already know, I started myself. What was avant-garde? You used to write something 20 minutes? Well, we call academic nonsense, where it sounds pretty horrible, but it's very clever, and it's a very small community of people, and it really gets going, So let's not go there. But my symphony does have this of that, and you asked the question about it's great. I think most of us care a lot about that, one way or the other, but mostly in one way. And I was watching it in the kitchen, watching the footage of it all happening, and my son coming in with Dad, it's like what's it doing? And at the same time, that year, I was like, somebody tweeted, I thought, well, it must be about I very, very nearly to the door there. I was invited to buy their national and sadly, there was a government wanted to do on travel. So, enter the LSO, and my old friend, we found out that the day before the festival in November when I was at London Institute, that it had been 50 years, almost to the month, when I first conducted the LSO, which was around the Womble time. So all of this symphonic stuff goes away. But it's like the sort of whack-a-mole. I'll pop up and what's your favourite instrument when you're playing? Well, piano? It's one instrument. Yeah, but what would you, how do you do it? I've been thinking about that. What's the right instrument? I'm thinking about right time. How would you write that? Oh, well, I am sort of rather known for only using lots of different ways. The oboe or the coron. The coron way, it's nothing exactly that. No, that's the opening. I've got something wrong key and everything. I wrote a bright time. And I've had, dare I say, quite a few hits, like Winter's Tale, where I use an oboe to bring in the sound. And I've almost become comically over the musical, but it is a beautiful sound. But if I was asked to write a concerto, surface my any listening, I'm happy to accept this. But I'm really glad that that's all I'm going to do. We can go on quite because we've listened. Yeah, I know. And thank you for the question. I want to know what this core oblong is. It's like a plate. The core ombre, which is sort of the French form, which is actually German. Not to confuse with the English form, which is actually French. Oh, but it's the courongle like a clarinet with a sort of metal pipe. No, the courongle is the big brother of the sister. That's it. Let's do the Gavin and it's off the oboe. It's just a big oboe. Yeah. And it goes down lower, and it has beautiful low end. And so it's a clarinet. I love it. And are you musical? I am. I love music, but I don't know how to use the pole. Can you play this? No, and I forced my kids to learn the piano. There's nothing more beautiful than a playing instrument. That's the way the word chords. I know. No, I did chords. I know you're the chords, but I did. But sometimes you have to chords. You know, they don't realise the benefit of it. I ignore the comment. All right, let me just. I'm going to hold up this album. We love our vinyl here, and there we are. Symphony number 1, Ukraine. About Ukraine.
Come get some!
Yeah, here we are.
Critical damage!
So Patriots are one of the guys, they've been around for about 30 years. They go out and they intercept incoming missiles. They are a great air defense system. And let's have a look at what Trump had to say at a meeting with Zelensky at yesterday's Business Summit. And so one of the things we're going to we're going to give a license to use the Patriots. That's pretty cool, right? This way you can't complain that we're not giving it enough. It's making yourself. What do you think of that? Well, I was watching that given out live, and I thought, well, goodness gracious, this should have happened ages ago. I was mortified by the fact that, I mean, that's stated that it's just shocked enough. Anywhere near enough support. I think a lot of us get that to Ukraine. And the other thing that told me about that interview, he said, has anyone got any questions for President Putin? And instead of saying, excuse me, I meant you, President Zelensky, and so forth, he didn't. He just went on, Putin, when I see Putin, who wants to give me a question to ask him? He's trying to get himself out of, what's he now? Well, we know, of course, Biden's the last one called Zelensky Putin, so that's wrong. But what do you think this is? Oh, listen, here's great news. You can build your own Patriots. Because if someone said that to me, I think, what is an instruction manual? How do you even do that? They'll be able to do it. I know. Look, Biden supplied Ukraine far more weapons than he actually supplied. Trump sells them through NATO. He makes them the big ball because he's so sympathetic to Putin, which that was a Freudian slip revealing a lot. But the problem with Patriot missiles is the Americans use half their stock against Iran to protect themselves and NATO. So they haven't got many left to give. But you can't just build Patriot missiles overnight. The owners, the arms companies haven't given permission for it. So you have to build high-end engineering, electronic platforms, which will take years to produce. You just can't do it overnight. They have that already. I mean, I think they produce their own weapons. Yeah, but they do. Your drones are very low level. Patriot missiles are high-tech, high-spec. Yeah, but what's amazing about them, you'll take great heart from this, Mike. Even yesterday, Russia announced there's going to be a ban on exporting diesel, and they've got real problems. Their population can't buy fuel because they're running out. So somehow, I don't know how you've done it, Ukraine. I know you've managed to fight them to a standstill. And they've done fantastically, and they need all the support to give them. Yeah, and they really are an amazing country, and led by a brilliant leader. And I just think it's not a little moment. Let me just show Trump asked if Zelensky was prepared to travel to Moscow.
No doubt he will.
Would he go to Moscow?
Quite approachable.
It's not around lots of
There is always
yes, I mean, what I dread is the way it's obviously Russian and trying to every day. Yeah, but then we've got to see each other like yeah, I would love to get to the bottom of that monocyte. No, okay, here's the mail. Different story. London, you've got this Virgin Media who finds an enormous amount because people become California. You try and cancel, you can't get out.
You can never lose. I mean, I get it. You know, I not with Virgin Media, but it's so easy to sign up for a subscription. And when it comes time to cancel, I think they need to listen to a few others, newspapers included. You have to send an email, you have to call customer service, they don't answer. You sign on in a second, but to unsubscribe from these companies is, I think, really annoys me.
I've got a colleague who tried to get out of Virgin Media. It is like a breaking out of jail. And she said that they would leave you hanging on the phone for literally 3.5 hours. And she did stay on the phone, God knows how, and they think she had other things to do. But it's clearly deliberate. They keep going on, they just walk away. Really? Yeah. And it's their policy of stopping people cancelling.
It's like try getting a refund from this service. It's kind of the same thing. Somehow it's a different department. It goes, you know, there could be regulation that says it should be just as easy to cancel as it is to sign on.
Exactly. If you just press a button to pay, you just press a button that wants to sign. It might be T&C, it might be a 7-day notice period or whatever. But you just have to press a button, you don't have to speak to anybody, you don't have to change the details.
The system now is you decide who you want it with, let's say Sky. Yeah. Sky then do your cancellation with Virgin. That's how that's the system.
Yeah.
What do you think? Well, I subscribe to all sorts of things like software for making music or news services, all sorts of things. Yeah. And that's the backstage and think, oh, I thought I cancelled that.
Yeah.
I thought I cancelled that. Yeah. And now
And you get found again.
and you just get so confused. I know, and also the bank statement never has the name recognised on it. So it has something else.
Yeah.
And you can't work out what it is.
Google what company they're. And then I'm like, they're not getting back to me. So like the story says, you cancel your direct debit.
Yeah.
And then you get a sign your credit from them.
You get to a certain level, the only possible course of action is to leave the country. That's the only way to get
But another sneaky switch is not direct debit, but on your card.
Yeah, on your card.
So you target a cancel a card and a direct debit.
And also on the credit card app, it doesn't tell me, like, I want to know what I'm subscribing to. It's just, it is a trap. And I feel that I'm not using too much regulation, but I feel that regulation could come in.
Good way, okay. Well, okay, reform calls for more regulation. Good.
No.
Mike in the mirror, Elson's back to the last Mexican wave. Oh, he's going to play again. Well, this word, farewell to us, is a great marketing, isn't it? I mean, I saw his last one, I thought that was it. I'm not saying it's cynical. I'm just saying that if you're going to do what you think is the next last will come. It is a good marketing thing to say, by farewell to your last marketing. Yeah. And I know Elton, it is a great show, it's a great show. But in my personal view, I think it's still too much. It's not going to come to body.
I saw him at Michael Ashcroft, the Tory billionaire's 80th birthday party. Which you'll be surprised I was invited. As Ashcroft said, I got back a long way with him over things he doesn't like. He thinks my politics are a word I can't use on TV. But so I was there. I was the only left winger. But I think the job was fantastic. He came on there with a helmet on, sitting down, and then he came alive. It was brilliant.
And he charges $1 million for that.
Was one of the kind of singing successors across different stages of Elton John, where it was all kind of, you could get Salma was there and streaming Parasite and stuff. I love it.
I love it. The songs are great, yeah, but maybe he's gone on too long. The enforcement.
I'm sure.
Sorry, Mike. Sorry, I'm sorry. No, good. Good. No, he's a brilliant talent player. He's a wonderful melodist and it's always a great song. And I just think he's sadly done himself down.
Yeah, in it forever.
And he came back to in what I could see, at least, you know, when he appeared at Glastonbury, he helped on stage, all of that. And he's a lovely guy, he's very, very talented, and I don't like him. Yeah, I'm going to work till I'm working. Well, of course, I want to see that, I'm sorry, if the alternative is them not playing. I want to, I saw the Stones. And they came out and said, you want to burst out last? They're so old that I hope, sorry about the change. Let's make it about you.
Yes.
I hope that when I'm 95 or 6, I stagger onto the podium and I'm still doing my expenses.
The worst one I saw Paul, one of my favourite bands, Marquis Smith, very ill, still stifling after, had to lie down on stage, then had to go to his dressing room. They put the microphone, they wired it through to his dressing room. The band played on stage and went, Then he was one song behind the band. So anyway, look, before we go further on that, in the Express, King Arthur conquers Centre Court as Queen keeps her cool. 23-year-old Arthur Ferrier has become the first British wildcard to reach the Wimbledon semi-finals after he beat Italian tennis player Flavio Cobolli in straight sets. I think this might be the first wildcard ever to get this far. Let's have a look at the moment he won. Can't believe it. Incredible playing on centre court for the second time, second win. Can't believe it. What a amazing. Second of all time, wild card to get that far. There's Mike's record. Mike's that simply #1 Ukraine. Congratulations on it. Thank you for coming in, sir. Brilliant to see you. More after the break, find out why Woodley, who won the lottery, has been able to play on winning. See you very soon. How far the cycling side of the quarter gone? Is it 1200k, 3,000 or 5,000 miles? Every year I dream of summer. Sun, heat, suave, calor. That's until the heat hits and my scalp goes full on to rock. So now I only travel with this, head and shoulders mental fresh. It's like a portable AC for the head. Now my scalp feels as cool as a cocoa.
So you don't feel itchy?
I don't stay cool as dentistry with head and shoulders.
Everybody working. What you buy is your business. Making it more rewarding in hours with cashback on eligible purchases and no fees on spending overseas. You found that all good. You're flying without it. Transfers on figure, and it can affect your finances too. But Macmillan supports you just a quick call away. If you're struggling with bills, need help finding dentists, not sure how to get free prescriptions, you just want to share your worries, our specialist advisors are here for you right now with confidential advice on benefits and help with how to claim. Whoever you are, whatever you're going through, we are here. Call us now on 0808 304 5000. I didn't think you'd get rid of me today, not with illness.
No problem. Thanks for all their travel insurance.
It's amazing when I called them, they said all medical conditions were covered, even yours.
They didn't mind us changing our destination, right?
And they gave us a discount to renew.
Clear winners, if you ask me.
Let's hope it's all clear to be helpful. For clear travel insurance, call 0800 077 777 or visit our website. Sometimes it's best to take a little Gala disco break. So we have some safety tools to help you play the song from this. Gala bingo, so there's a joy, goes a well played.
Smash and snap away those safety packs with the Pestproject bracket from JLL. The microelectric current travels across the electronext design, serving up a shock to mosquitoes, flies, and even wasps. Perfect to help you keep your home insect-free. And great for the beach, relaxing in the garden, and for keeping bugs and insects away from your food. that fast and keep them out of play with the best reject racket from JML. Only $9.99 from Asda Morrison, Robert Myers, Tesco and JMLdirect.com.
Refresh, recharge, relax. This is Zen Feed from JML. Your personal at-home retreat for tired, overworked feet. The gentle electrical pulses are designed to relieve stress and relax you. Simply place your feet, choose one of 8 soothing massage modes, then just sit back and relax. With 19 intensity levels, you'll find the perfect setting to suit your mood. Feel like yourself again with Zen Feed. Only $14.99 from Asda, Food, Chocolate Diet, Tesco and JMLdirect.com.
Want to know more about who you are and where you come from? An answer to the DNA kit will help you uncover the origins and where your family story began. Buy your kit today.
Wait, and keep going. Fight together. What an arrival! You've popped enough already. Saw the brass pilot. Enough. Let's go. On top. This will break down how far the bike is right of the Tour de France. It is 1200k, 3300, 5100. It's the middle one. It's quite a long way, actually. 3,300 kilometers. That's most. Yeah, it's a long way. Paddle saw, it'd be challenging even for you, particularly on your penny bike. I think I wouldn't do it on a penny bike, but I would use a cushion. Tune in tonight at 7 p.m. for the France highlights. That's why you're fine. How are you enjoying the show though?
Great, love it.
Yeah, doing it?
Yeah, you know, with Ultron.
Wasn't like
Great.
amazing?
Actually, watching the one was just reminding me of the time gone by when I was growing up.
I know.
You know, we all watched the same show. There was a unity in TV.
Yeah.
It all went all together. You know what she said, there's Omnibus on Sunday.
Walking a wine is from Christmas points of view. There was the
Dallas, Dad, remember Dallas?
Of course they do. There was the miserable TV. Oh. And a lot of, I resent the fact that a lot of my time at the child was spent watching Kojak, Starsky and Hutch, Streets of San Francisco. Why won't we make it English dramas to compete with them? If it was all sitting around.
We had Hello, Hello. I should only think of one.
Yeah, that's true. That's really cool.
Birds of a Feather. Yes, brilliant comedy shows. Birds of a Feather.
Orange, yeah, but they're not the same as Starsky and Hutch.
No, they weren't. They
We're
were.
the swing. In the mirror, Hope's Ride for King to see Meghan and grandkids with Harry. So it seems as if, I don't know what the hell is going on with those desires like the Beckhams, where they sort of slug it out in public. What do you think, Kevin? It's your thing. They're probably the most dysfunctional family out there, the Royal. And they would. They were on council estates, not royal estates, be known to social services. But there seems to be an ocean of bad blood between Harry and his father and his brother.
An ocean?
An ocean.
Oh, no, it's yeah.
Sorry, things.
Sorry.
The actor. He picked him up on the word notion. And that's what was good. But yeah, so I really don't care now. I'm gone past caring about this lot.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
Really? You as well?
I mean, I love the world. I love all of them, but Harry and Meghan, they're crazy.
Aren't they, though?
Yeah, I mean, they're always complaining. Just enjoy the ride.
I'm just interested in what's going on.
I mean, you know, Harry was like a child of the nation. Like, we watched him grow up, lose his mother, we loved him.
Think of what?
No,
I think you'll affect that, and now we're seeing it play out. And that's why I thought, I'm not correcting you there, I'm just saying that's what I think.
Meghan,
He's had a bad, yeah, Harry's had a bad week because his dad says you can stay in Buckingham Palace, you can't stay in Buckingham Palace. Then he loses his big court case. And there's about 50 million quid legal bills that have been picked up. I wonder if that's why Elton's gone, you know, to start playing. Oh, it's a new gig and making a bit of money because there's a big black hole there, yeah. But Charlie, the king, the dad, doesn't cover himself in glory. If you can't make space at the palace or royal house to house your son that comes old.
come on. I mean, Harry was pretty scathing on poor
If
family.
you're a mother, if it was one of your kids, you'd be hurting, but you'd want to heal that bit.
There they all are. Just one more story for you. In the Sun, Layla has this, the 12 million lotto win bin. What? Can you say
In the supermarket straight away. I mean, the music, the question is, should she get it anyway? Well, how can she prove she had it when you didn't know?
Exactly right. I see that. This is the thing. So let's just go through. It's a mark who found that she won 12 million on the lotto, but the shopkeeper had thrown the ticket in the bin. She read it was unclaimed. She realised it was hers. But then her mum said, "Oh, but I took your ticket into the newspaper to check it before we knew it was won." And the newspaper said, "No, that's not the number, threw it away." Subsequently, they realised it was the number. She doesn't seem to have any recourse. And what the amazing thing to me about the story is when you see it, you post her, she's smiling.
The thinking
Oh, will you smile again?
and the longest I've made people to do is being renovated.
It'll come down to the truth. Yeah, well, usually, so I do enter the lottery, I've got to because I think you've got to be in it to win. You do, or in it, and but lose it, I think it's choice on an online basis. So I've got a proper trail, yeah. If you buy the ticket in the shop, and you win that ticket in that moment, it's worth rolling. I don't want that responsibility.
That is a good service.
Yeah, I think it's like nothing. Well, if you lose it, it's worth nothing.
Oh, her, yeah.
If it wins, it's worth nothing. That's dangerous. Anyway, maybe they can figure it out more. Thank you for coming in there.
Thank you.
It's been okay. It's been
Yeah.
it's relatively sane.
Whoa.
Most of it. And thanks, Kevin, as well. It's nice to be the police on the report. It was house trip. Yeah.
It's like he's someone from the mirror who's being inducted for life.
I'm not going to say something. But it's to see it from 2 p.m. That is in from 12:50, but it's all nice. And you are launching something really fun. Are you?
Yes, Jeremy, and you're going to want to stay tuned for that brand new way that you at home can set the agenda for our show. We'll explain more in just a moment.
That's right, we're also going to be asking if lifting the two-child benefit cap is a good idea. And new data has revealed just how many families can get more cash in their benefit packet. And well, it's quite a lot, but it's money that's been well spent. Or the parents being able to support their own kids.
Well, put the kettle on, settle in, and we'll be right back to the topic. What animals shake their head if they don't like food? Is it bumblebee? Is it being sick? Or is it elephant? I know it.
It's 27 back to the car park. And you drive a license. It's also calculation reset clinically proven. It relieves leg aches, pains, cramps, and swelling. That's why it has thousands of 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. And it's drug-free. See, no drugs, no love, no drama. Visit drugwriters.com today. More active. Just so much more at Haven.
Welcome gift cards.
We are Coconut Coconut. Yes, new obsession. Bring coconut scent, natural ingredients, and that tropical hydration is everything. Glow on softness day. Monster after 48 hours. No driver here. Harmless poster on the cylinder. Your holiday in a bottle. Sample of the best. Where your legs. The plastic equals your always. Call the blood and Tambora. Summerset, got his better. Get up to 60% off. There's a base at the car is and double. Nothing extra 10% off absolutely everything. 10% off the clothes, 10% off the curtains, and 10% off all shutters. We're proud to be excellent on Trustpilot. To join your window wide, book a free in-home appointment today. Call 0800 916 1010 or visit Hillary.co.uk. An extra 10% off everything ends the 27th of July.
Later, select steps. The top 5 values can't go wrong. Complete prescription glasses from just £6 a pair at select specs.
And now the Hotel highlights from Survival. Jurgen, this is how normally costs 250 pounds a night. And still 150 pounds. Who's the roadway on Survival? Can you return the house prices and stay at the 40%?
That's what your name is called.
Hotel Survival. Helena Pearl Wilders of Royal Drama, Dancing Rocket, and the Whispers of Music Palace Celtic. The Royals and Fences, Saturday, 1-5.
Well, Charlie, let's get revenge on her cheating husband. The drama line was made for the face tonight, and I know straight to hell, I'm fine. Now here the discussion continues with Stormy Alexis.
Before the break, we are which animals hit their head when you go to sleep? The answer is pregnancy. We're asking what's the Britain
Gosh, what is nuclear at me?
over 400,000 families with more than 2 days wages.
I don't find it moving as well.
On benefits. But can countries afford it right now to let them stop?
Though, is it time to get rid of the license fee? The BBC said that the £180 a year TV license is no longer fit for purpose. And he suggested that it could become a compulsory levy instead, effectively creating a new tax. Is that a good idea?
Then after that, would you like 20 miles per hour speed limit to be flat over 135,000 drivers?
Yeah, you were dozing off, yeah. The heat.
And finally, should the government provide for a meal for struggling families and economies, it's been urged to announce a national service.
Yeah.
It would mean free meals for anyone who needs them. What do you make of that?
What do you think of the calling any of our talking points? They will do a 7 6 double 2 double 2 caution on and take on
There it is. To send a message, you can head over to Facebook and search for Stormy Alexis 5.
And there is another way that you can get tracked to the show. It has just appeared on your screen. There we go. You can scan the QR code and you will be able to message us directly on WhatsApp.
And now, we're after something new. We're asking you to send us your moan from home. It's a new part of the show which gives you, people at home, the power to decide what we here are going to be talking about. So send us a message using the phrase moan from home and tell us what's been bugging you this week, whether it's hearing leaf blowers on Sunday morning, or something a bit more serious like your local phosphorus all being scrapped.
Whatever it is that's been playing on your mind, big or small, we'd love to hear from you. Who knows, your moan from home could be our next big fucking point. So we'll send you that would be cool.
No, I didn't think so, innit? Yeah.
So
And then decided in order to appease that bench, then to go to lift benefit cap anyway. So it wasn't sort of through, and it was just the manifesto, and it was the get a lot of user that they're down for. We can't afford to have the people have any children that they want to have and have this to the money in order to do so. Now, people are asking if there are made mistakes. Their children, but the state giving money for having more children, and perhaps you then needing to rely on that money and making decisions based on that money being there. I think it's completely wrong on taxpayers who have to have that there. How many concerned about it is because I use this I think yeah, well, the triple bond cost about 15 million at that. But I mean, if we're making it up why you discussed this on the show before, that because there needs to be incentive, childcare is one of the big ones, childcare, that perhaps need to change in order to encourage people to have kids. That's what I'm thinking about. But the kids are already there, they've been born, right? And it's estimated that this two-child benefit cap scrapping is going to lift almost 500,000 children out of poverty. So what are we saying? We're saying, we don't want to let these kids out of poverty, we just want to leave them there, or bring back the two-child benefit cap, that is going to put those kids back in the poverty. How did those kids come to be?
It's because they were born, but
here they are, so we can't go back now.
I think perhaps if you're making the assumption that these children have been bad decisions and bad financial planning by the parents, when actually quite often you have a two-parent family, you have, let's say, 3 children, you can afford the 3 children, and then one parent dies or falls ill, or there is unforeseen circumstances which then puts that family into financial difficulty. Is that not what the benefit system is there for, to help people in times of need?
Well, you will make more financial, you have to make financial decisions based on good times and bad times. I know no one of my friendship group of 5 years who have more than 2 children. Because they cannot afford it, and they also plan for the fact that there may be a time where their circumstances change and they have to cut their costs.
But then, Crystal, you're basically saying you don't want anyone in this country to have more than 2 children, because I am sitting in an incredibly privileged position, and if something were to happen to my partner, I don't think I could afford to have more than 2 children. So I am making good planning for my situation now, and I think most people would say that you could afford 2 children now. But if my circumstances change, I'm stuck.
Well, with 2 children, you would, I think, be okay with
So what I'm saying is you're now putting a cap that everyone should only have 2 children, because everyone pretends something happens in the future and you're planning for the worst case scenario. There isn't a couple on the basis of you can. It would be difficult to have as many children as you want.
Hey guys, I ran away from strangers. Yeah, how can you work in this weather? It's so hot. How can that bloke work in this weather? No, God no, I'll be using on a finger.
there has to be some sort of organisation in the way that we choose to have children. It doesn't work. There are a lot of these children who will be paid for now that the cap has been removed. Are those children who have been brought to school still in that group, unable to say their name? In other words, they are children who will be neglected in many different ways. And the social care required is not just about money, it's about influence.
So what needs to make that happen?
Well, we're talking about a very small number. I mean, there's been 400,000 families. That's not all families, but it's 1.5 million children. So that's 3 to 4 children per family. So that's 2 other families that are most likely to be at the bottom and needing that help. They probably need public help. Yes, it's speaking generalisation, but we're not talking about just coming temporarily into the system of healthcare.
So we're talking about children that exist, and what we were saying when we put the child benefit cap back on. We'd love to hear from you on this. 047822222, and we get to take your calls at the moment. What we're talking about is what kind of thing is child then? So we were saying, oh, we don't want to give these parents that make bad decisions or falling on hard times. We can't let them rely on us. But these children are the ones that will suffer. Now, why should children suffer for children's bad decisions, bad planning? Parents' bad planning.
I completely agree with you, Storm, but what I'm suggesting is that some of those children might need more than their parents being given money, because the money doesn't necessarily go on the children, and help doesn't need to parents, there's all sorts of help that they can do to encourage families to have children. We don't involve just giving them money.
I think it's also important to mention that the two-child benefit, which is effective on 500,000 households across Britain, almost 60% of those households are employed. I think there is a tendency to just think, oh, we're paying these benefits to people who have kids that don't work. 60% of those households have got work.
All right, let's go to the calls. Oscar from London, what's your thoughts on this? Should we bring back the two-child benefit cap?
No, we shouldn't, because our population, our economy depends on our population. And we need workers. At the moment, UK goes to other countries and bring other people's children into the UK to take care of the old ones. COVID just happened. And in a few years, we are going to have a lot of old people. So if we don't have children now, we should take care of those old ones when we can pay the national insurance, the taxes, we take care of the old ones. We've already got a big gap.
But if we are, so what we're talking about here, Oscar, just so we're very clear, but when we're talking about the two-child benefit cap, that's talking about the benefits that you get when you're already on universal credit. So not the child benefits you get that everybody gets for having children. It's specifically the additional benefits you get when you are on benefits already universal credit. So what you were saying is we should give more money to families that are potentially not working, 40% of them are not working, to have more children, when we have generations of children that aren't working. So right, we need a bigger workforce, but are these the right groups that we should be encouraging to have children?
I think we shouldn't discriminate. Having a child shouldn't be a punishment. These children are going to help the economy tomorrow. The economy is based on our population. So the lesser population we have, the lesser and smaller the economy of UK is going to grow. We will see the workforce is not there for the future. The future of UK depends on our children. So we take good care of them, and we should sort of help those who are bringing the children away to life. Don't punish them.
I mean, of course, we actually don't need to work with it. We can just rely on immigration. And
That's a whole different debate.
yeah, that's another day, yeah.
Your face will look at me when you say
Electromagnetic, what's your view?
Yeah. So what I think is, that the child benefit cap is only really punishing women. So, men don't have to have children. They have no body function to do so. So, they're not people that are affected.
You can't get fucked yet.
Yeah, exactly. They are part.
It's very interesting, actually, that you say that. So maybe what we don't see, and you're assuming that a lot of these families when you're getting are single parents, where they don't have it but you may be completely right on that, and actually focusing on making sure that the families are paying the correct child support. Remember, Argentina, cramming 2,000 fans in America can go to any of the stadiums because they have like child support. Maybe we need to get someone making sure that we're in the bill so the government doesn't have to.
You could say that as well. There's obviously lots of economic reasons why someone will be able to support their child as well, right? But obviously it comes down to that is the man's responsibility. If he chooses to have a child, he should support it financially or childcare, or women's go to work or whatever. But there's a lot of women that don't have any choice after they're pregnant. They get pregnant and then a man might leave. There could be, he could pass away. There could be any circumstances. She's left with the child. So she's got 2 children already. And then she has a third child, and something happens in which the man can't be there to support her. The only person who will suffer from not having that money is the woman in general. But next to that side, for one step, there's lots of women that don't have a choice in the children they have. I'm not going to say obviously all the work and stuff on TV, but there is other aspects of it, it's more to do with cultural differences, religious differences, reasons, sorry. And these things would be a massive factor into why understanding someone in the UK have more than 2, 3, 4, 5 children is because they're not only, it's not that they're encouraged to do so, in some respects they're made to do so. Now that man decides to leave a woman with 7 children, what do you think it's fair she only gets money? She didn't make that choice. She was fully, she didn't make that choice. She didn't make that choice.
Cultural influences involved what you say it may disproportionately affect some groups more than others, particularly women. Look, thank you very much for your call. Christine from Norfolk, what's your view?
No, I don't think. I think it's just I've seen the results of the work that I used to do. People don't necessarily benefit from it. Because I don't and unfortunately some parents do not have their children that feel very behind. And my opinion is it's just more realistic. That's something that I reckon to be solved. That's what they say there's so many benefits not only benefits on happy lips or what have you, and bypass the child.
Okay, Christine, I'm sure that's not for everybody, but certainly your experience will be with that. Thank you for phoning in today. Thank you for all your calls on that. We are going to have to move on. We're asking if it's possible of the license to get stuff that it needs to double to the number you need?
So, very controversially, but the BBC's new Director General has described their traditional TV license model as, and I quote here, no longer fit for purpose. He took over their job just 6 weeks ago, but that person has already started discussing how to change the way the company is funded.
Currently, the BBC sees most of its funding from the £118 per year TV license, which should be paid for by anyone who wants to watch or record live on any channel or streaming service. However, fewer and fewer people are now paying that, and now there are suggestions that it should become a compulsory levy collected by the government instead. What do you think about that?
I think it's quite a good idea. I think the BBC is feeling important, and I think it's different to all other television and streaming companies in the sense that it's really based. And it was a lot more than just providing for entertainment for years. There was a huge amount of got power around the world, and I might have much at the moment a perspective we are probably talking to any type of conflict. The World Service will suddenly start really, ratcheting up the balance. I think the BBC represents so much more than just what we see on the street, that we do have a national obligation to maintain. And I think if people can't arrange or actually get pay the license to people, when I think I pay £30 a month for Netflix, which I watch probably 3 times a month, I watch on the BBC.
Well, getting back there.
Really, is it outrageous to have to pay that same amount of tax? I don't think so. These people forget they ask for council name and on flat for that of it.
Right, and she doesn't pay because there are TVs on, so I just can't watch it here. Really, or she might check something. But actually, she's always listening to the radio. She's always listening to the artists and stuff. Why would she pay me like, you know?
And it is true, we consume BBC even sometimes when we don't think we're consuming BBC. I mean, depending on where you get your news from, a lot of that's coming from BBC Origin, Origin, maybe.
I would pay my life to speak to your child. But where I've got a note from, I absolutely don't, because it's absolutely right with you are there. We don't pay on Tesco when I go to Sainsbury's. My choice if I want to go to Sainsbury's, I don't have to pay to Tesco. If I want to go to Tesco, I shouldn't have to pay the license. Now that's not to say that there isn't some wiggle room the way I look for the also there's a lot to be said about this situation, the way in which it's run, and it is completely overloaded, and trying to do it, you know, there are too many people, I think, that work there, and the country that people can be brought apart like frontline journalists. What I would probably do, the least worst option, is that you have out of general taxation, not an extra levy, out of general taxation, a central pot that pays for a basic BBC News, BBC Radio, that's a very basic iPlayer, and that's it. BBC One. And then anything over and above that is a subscription. If I want iPlayer for the last year, I pay for it. If I want to have a wider website, I pay for it. If I want to pay for buying if I want that, I pay for it.
BBC Basic, BBC Gold, depending on how much it is. Well, that's what the panel said. Do you agree after the break we're going to be taking your calls on this? Is it time to get rid of the license fee? Are you still happy to pay it?
I just don't let you do that. Another thing you straight after the Million Alan Carr is keeping what unwanted items from his castle auction. There's an audience fan, a concrete cow sculpture, or an iron brew bottle from 1920. Find out after the break. Get more out of them with broadband versus on Switch to EE, the UK's fastest growing broadband provider. Get ultra-reliable full fibre for over 28.99. Get to the road to stream, game or watch. And EE is the only major provider looking for stream and remove the switch. There are across the world, sadly they struggle with Your 8 pounds a month can help us provide life-saving food and medical care and help families with lasting solutions to these options. No charge is your money.
Oh yeah, he gave me £20 for the price. Yeah, I know. I thought, yeah.
It's £8 a month. Thank you.
Over time, our teeth wear down. This is due to the daily loss of dental enamel. But you can do something about this right now. With Bionic. The toothpaste with 20% white artificial enamel. It strengthens and protects the enamel surface. For long-lasting, strong and healthy teeth. Give your teeth Bionic strength. Now available at Boots.
Hi, I'm Caroline. I got 3 stone with James Brown, and 10 years on, it still feels like the best decision I ever made.
James Brown is a weight loss glasses with a calorie control straight to raw with nutritional support. It's from just £71 meals. The food
so easy. I never thought it was possible. The James Brown has changed my life. So if you want to lose weight, go to JameBrown.com. It comes to £2.70 a meal or 0800 122 3840. That's JameBrown.com.
We say to run you with the Sailing the Houston app. It's flexible plans, message easy. We think Sailing deserves 5 stars. Download the Sailing Houston app for free.
No,
I'll take you around.
and gamble responsibly. We're not doing that.
We go tomorrow and get it over tomorrow, then I won't have to rush. And when I go to the dentist on Saturday, then can drop me off.
This sandwich
They're supposed to be sending me a letter that I can't be on what time.
also available as an easy category. This sandwich for you. Explore the world's largest collection of family trees with ancestry. Start your free trial today and discover the family story. 59 million pounds. That's to say, is Matthew Pryor richer than Carl? What about Ross Kevin Solomon? Or does Morgan beat Carol? Who are Britain's richest cricket stars? What is that? The TV Rich Note 2026. Who earns the most? Sunday Days on top.
Tomorrow we are screening Alan Carr is keeping what unwanted item from his car. The answer is a
Superb!
Welcome back to Storm Electric Live on 5, Victor and Charlotte. I still with us. You got that right.
Yes, I did.
It was.
It's just castle doing
I
that.
don't know where he's been. It's a Scottish castle.
Well, there's enough cows up there. Why do we need a concrete one?
Well, it was part of a lot that he started. There you go.
I see why it didn't sell.
Auction offering stuff in the castle. But that one didn't sell.
So he's keeping it.
Yes.
I hope he's restoring it.
Don't
Don't forget, later we're asking if you'd like to get rid of 20 mile per hour speed limits. Do they drive you mad? Or do you think actually Britain needs... Oh, and then that's another topic. Do you think Britain actually needs a national food service that gives out free meals to anybody who needs one?
But now we're taking your calls on the licence fee. Is it time to get rid of it? 077 the number that you need. Let's kick off with Diane, who's in London. Diane, welcome to the show. Do you want rid of it, or do you think it's good value for money?
I think it's wonderful value for money, and I would like to get rid of it in as much as they keep threatening to take it away and take away the BBC, basically, as far as I can see it. But their programmes are absolutely without comparison. I love them.
The problem is that something the Director General said was that too many people are avoiding it, and then you have all the issues with having to prosecute people for non-payment. A younger generation as well, who don't watch TV in the traditional sense, don't even own TV because a lot of them are watching it on laptops, computers, or tablets, etc. So something needs to change. You can't keep it the same by just saying, hey, if you've got a TV or if you want to watch anything live, you just have to give us a bunch of money.
Yeah. I do understand that because members of my family, like my grandson, for instance, said he doesn't watch BBC, but their programmes are without comparison. They're so brilliant. And I think people are losing up so much.
Dan, I really appreciate your view, and I think you and I might feel that way. We might watch the BBC and think they do phenomenal programmes. But it tastes is subjective. People have different tastes. Someone else might watch it and just say, nah, that's not for me. I'm just not into David Attenborough's wildlife programme. In which case, would they be forced and compelled to pay for the TV that they're not going to continue?
They should be forced to watch David Attenborough.
Fair enough.
I just think that William, you love me.
whole of BBC as well, but it should be your choice. The idea that people get prosecuted for not paying for a television service, I don't think you bargain fair. All right, how about
Right, you ready, Anne?
so Finland have done something completely different.
She can't find her phone.
They have got under it's almost like an income tax, a small income tax. So if you're under a threshold, you don't pay anything. You watch your state broadcast for free. But the more you earn, the more you pay. And it is per person. So it actually is paid directly
Can we do
into...
it as income tax?
And a small like a poll tax for the BBC. It's a small part of income tax. So the wealthier you are, you can afford to pay a little bit more. If you can't afford, you don't pay as much.
But if there's a easier way to do it, surely it's just simplify the tax without telling us how much.
But the problem with that,
Effectively do
the
it.
problem with that is, first of all, we know the Treasury doesn't like to pay out any money into their and then it becomes government control. So what happens when you get a new administration?
What, the phone?
What's the policy like? So they go, actually, we're going to have to halve your budget for next year because we don't agree with the 100%.
They better make sure they're objective then, haven't they? And they also, the government controls its charter as it is. So can't the charter be you get 10 years and you've got ring-fenced money for the next 10 years that goes up with inflation for that basic BBC that I said. Then, also, if I don't like what the government's done with the BBC, or maybe it lasts, the term of Parliament, if I don't like what the government's done about the BBC, then I can vote for it.
Yeah, but that's what happens now, isn't it?
Because the licence fees is effectively a ring-fenced amount the government expects the BBC to get. They do get it, and if the government doesn't like it, they get it well out. They have a charter that they have to.
I'll pause you there, Dan. Thanks for keeping us off. David's in West Sussex. David, welcome to the show. What do you think? Should it stay or should it go?
Oh, I think it should definitely go.
Why?
Well, I'll tell you why. The BBC is a business. Now, as a business, they have to make a profit, which is rightly so. However, the media program, you have to have what they call it the receiver box. In other words, a TV.
Yeah.
Now, on that TV are other channels which are freebies. These people are earning their revenue by advertising.
Yeah.
Right? But the vast majority of cases, people can't get to watch those free news channels, and yes, they pay the BBC. Now, to me, the BBC should be earning their money by advertising or pay to view what channels a person wants to watch. But it's not demanding their money with such an intimidation. I find the BBC has had this monopoly far too long now.
Well, it's not say monopoly because they didn't have a monopoly on independent broadcasting. That's the point that I totally appreciate where you're coming from on this. But the reason that BBC doesn't have adverts, the reason that the BBC gets paid by the taxpayer almost directly is so that they are not interfered with by the people that they are, the adverts, the companies that are paying for the adverts. They don't get any interference from the government. They are an independent broadcaster, which means when you watch the news, it is supposed to be the most impartial news that you could get. You don't get the same in America. Every news outlet has its own bias. The BBC is supposed to be separate to that.
Well, I do understand that, but how do you treat the people then that don't want BBC?
Well, that is the question.
One other thing I could say, you cannot tell me that in this modern age, right, you can't buy a television set which is not capable of receiving BBC programs.
Yeah, well, David,
people who don't.
you make a good point, and sorry to squeeze you there, but we're tight for time. You do make a good point.
Okay.
As I said before, quite a lot of people, including a lot of young people, are only streaming things on their laptops, so good luck trying to find a receiver in there. Bridget's in Essex. Bridget, should it stay or should it go, the licence fee?
It should definitely go.
And what about, what happens to the BBC? How do you fund it if you get rid of the licence fee?
I don't know. I'd love to know the answer to that, but I think I would definitely get an answer if you say
Oh, you feel you don't get the value for money?
absolutely.
You don't like to my life, helping to pay the huge salary of I think that really does get the people's thoughts and the fact that, you know, we're talking about people like Gary Lineker no longer working for the BBC, but Gary Lineker went up to work somewhere else. He probably getting paid more than the BBC. I know he definitely is. So although the wages of these presenters seem very high, if they were to work outside of the BBC, and I know that sounds very expensive for everybody, they would get bigger wages.
Alright. We tried ringing it. We tried ringing it.
Yes.
A lot of people don't like what Gary Lineker might be getting paid, but it doesn't mean they want to go and have a podcast. I mean, I'm not understanding what is the correlation between the value of the program and presentation. I mean, this is something on the ground, but it is a strange point.
Destroyed 3.6 million dead. No battery. Way clear.
So more than a third of English Teslas now have them, which means more drivers are being caught out. 37,000 people were punished for breaking since 2023. Last year that rose to 125,000 with many drivers.
Right, I'm going to have a break for 5 minutes and find this thing done. Right, okay. I shall have a break now. Gosh, this is steady, I think you mean doing the stomach. I think I've got a bit of stomach bug, but I can't shift it. Oh, it's annoying if I've got to stay down. If it's so hot there, I can't go down. You know.